Now, before I usher my colleague on sports, that is Bernard Okumo, and I know all of you are waiting to hear the whistle on the ongoing match that is between Chelsea and Arsenal right now at a 1-1 draw. By the time we're done with this particular segment, then we'll be ready for the updated results in that particular match that is ongoing. Let's talk about agriculture. Now, a farmer in Makueni County has embraced traditional farming and modern science to boost food production and protect extinction of plant and animal species. Benedetta Kyengo has thrived in agro-ecological farming at a time when the UN for Disaster Risk Reduction has painted a grim picture of nearly 30% diversity loss owing to poor land use. Biodiversity loss contributes to the release of nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, as a harmful greenhouse gas that depletes the ozone layer and exposes the earth to solar radiation. Our reporter Opicho Chemtai toured her farm and brings us the details of how Benedetta is laughing all the way to the bank and why the emission of the laughing gas into the atmosphere is no joke.
In the midst of the vast, dry, sun-coached land lies Benedetta Kyengo's farm in Kwamyuyu village, Makueni County. The thriving farm is a contrast to the bare, plowed land with the dusty red soil next to her farm. Her farm is flourishing. It portrays careful stewardship, sustainability, and the possibilities that emerge when innovation and nature work hand in hand. It is a testament of human ingenuity and the resilience of nature.
With diversity comes instability. So if we have 80 species, let's say a drought comes, so maybe 10 species are affected. We still have 70 that we depend on, either for food or for commercial purposes.
Benedetta Kyengo, the founder of Feedback to the Future, goes into details to explain to us the secret behind her lushy green farmland.
If you look at the system itself, we have paths. We've dug canals that are holding water, and also at the same time we cover the soil, so to reduce the evapotranspiration, and at the same time we intensively plant together, which also helps increase the rate of photosynthesis in the system.
Where we stand, the land was degraded. If you can see the previous photos, there was no vegetation growing. So through continuous mulching and application of compost, you see that now things are thriving. So the preparation that we do, mostly we add a lot of manure, a lot of ashes and charcoal dust.
She reveals that her approach of farming combines food production with forest ecosystems, building up soil in a way that mimics natural processes.
With that, we are helping to create a permanent system that eventually will not have to rely on water.
Whenever we do the digging, you disturb that balance because you bring all the microorganisms that are living in the soil on top. And then on top you have the sun, which is, when exposed to the sun, they die. The soil dries up because they can't thrive in dry soil.
No pesticides, pruning or uprooting plants is required.
When you look at the normal forest, no one digs the soil. The crops are thriving. There's a lot of biodiversity. No one does any weeding. No one is putting in fertilizers. And everything, the whole system is balanced.
Her success is not without thorns. She is forced to grapple with the challenge posed by neighboring farms who use pesticides, and when the wind blows, it poses a challenge.
So some of it will be blown our way. We can't just put a wall, we say, like we're going to put a barrier. We've tried to plant trees along the fence with our neighbors so that at least not much of it comes our side.
The farm's success hinges on a network of irrigation channels powered by solar pumps that supplies water from a nearby 70-meter deep borehole. The borehole supplies up to 40,000 liters of water daily to the farm.
The solar system for us is very efficient because it can pump water like 600 meters away from the source. And at the same time, we don't even have to pay electricity bills. So this is like a game changer for us.
Additionally, she has invested in seed saving to preserve traditional and heirloom varieties of crops that adapt to the local environment with the aid of solar energy.
This whole thing about reintroducing GMO seeds. So they are actually affecting the food production. So in Kenya, it's really, at the moment, unless you really, you're in the network of people who know where to get the organic seeds, it's really, really getting difficult.
Africa Head of Air Quality at World Resource Institute, Dr. George Mwaniki, expressed the urgent need to embrace agroecology.
The biggest source, I would say more than 90% of N2O comes from the biological processes. If you want to produce food for the short term, for a big population, then you can use the chemicals, while the impact for that is going to be detrimental in the environment. But if you want to produce a lot of food for a lot of people for a very long time, then you go to regenerative agriculture.
Mwaniki says that once the gas, commonly referred to as laughing gas, is released to the atmosphere, it is no longer a laughing matter as it destroys the ozone layer and cannot be controlled.
Two of them, climate, 300 times more effective, and then the destruction of the ozone layer. And with the ozone layer being destructed, then the UV rays are able to reach us and hit our skin, and that is one of the biggest causes of skin cancer.
Additionally, Mwaniki has cautioned farmers against use of conventional agricultural system.
When you go and eat ugali from the local farmers who use a lot of chemicals, you actually notice that ugali is a little bitter. It has some level of chemical infusion into it. And what this means, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to see the cases for cancer starting to rise.
The threat of the laughing gas into the atmosphere is no joke, and there is need to encourage more farmers to embrace modern science to boost food security while at the same time protect the environment.
What you can see behind me is regenerative agriculture, a method that not a lot of farmers have adopted, yet it conserves environment as well as they can mint food out of it. Opicho Chemtai reporting for Channel 1 News from Makueni County.